Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Around the Table GTA. Recently, I've been feeling very unmotivated, and I guess I'm gonna just make an episode about being unmotivated or things that cause you to lose motivation. I've done episodes on motivation and how you can't really just hope to be motivated or to be inspired. You have to be consistent, and that's a thing that even myself, I struggle with a lot. Everybody struggles with it. And I think, at least for me, in this sense, recently I've hurt myself, right? Well, not really hurt myself, but my body is not really cooperating. And I don't feel like myself because I can't do the regular things that I'm doing. Right now, I'm off work and I'm just in recovery mode. So the majority of my day is just entertaining myself or resting because I want to get better so I could go back to doing the things that I enjoy doing, as well as getting back to work and just doing something that seems meaningful. And that's the crazy thing, where it's the times when you lose the capability of doing things that you normally do is when you kind of treasure it a little bit more. Like right now, for me, I'm having difficulty walking, and it's not that my legs are useless or anything, but I'm in pain and I shouldn't be in pain from walking. I'm not 80 years old. I'm not necessarily unhealthy, but for whatever reason, which I'm not going to really disclose, it hurts when I walk, right? So it's something that's been a challenge. And it's rough because if you've listened to my older podcasts, I love running, right? I jog and everything too. I can't do these things. Like even walking for more than 30 minutes, it's a painful experience. And it's something that I wouldn't want on anyone else. And it's something that I've never really thought about. Sometimes I think I even made an episode of making fun of like slow walkers, right? And I think that's funny because now, whether I walk slow or fast or my regular pace, it's pain, right? So maybe someone's dealing with something and that's why they walk slow. Like you never know what's happening in someone's life, and it's very easy to be judgmental. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in that position right now. If you've listened to previous episodes of the podcast, this podcast is mainly to inspire people, but it's also there to help people think in a different way. And what I mean by thinking in a different way is be more broad, or just like consider the following, or even to put a spin on a regular narrative, just so that you could see that certain things may be shaped in a way, right? Even how I tell a story or how I talk about things on the podcast, it might not be in the reality of someone else who's living through the same thing. Or let's say that I had a person who followed me everywhere I went, and I did things with them and they were always present. So how I tell a story and how they tell the story might be different. I saw this episode of, it was either Cut or Julie. I think it was Cut. A great YouTube channel, by the way. And it was three people who were in a threesome, and they interviewed all three people at separately, right? So they could share their experience, right? So they weren't all in the same room, and they all had similar questions. And it's crazy how each of them had a different kind of story to tell. Some of it was similar, some of it was completely different. And that's just how we live our lives. Whether we're unmotivated, whether we're motivated, things come, things change, and we have to prosper. So even in my unmotivated state, I made a huge list of things to do, and I'm slowly working on it, just so that I feel better for myself. And I know that when I'm back to normal, or when I'm in a better state health-wise, things will be easier to deal with. And that's a thing where when we fail or when we lose, or if like something tragic happens in our life, a lot of people just lose all of their hope, and they think things will never be the same, and then they just fall into this dark place, and they're not even themselves. Recently I talked to someone who I haven't seen in a very long time, and very long, I mean like a year, but they're not always in town, and it was nice talking with them and catching up with them and seeing how they've evolved through their problems that was plaguing them like maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, and they are just so happy with their life. And I think that's a great thing. I don't know if it's just me or the content that I'm consuming or where I'm going on the internet or the people that I'm talking to, but there's just so much negativity in the world these days, and I don't know how to deal with it other than just going offline or just trying to ignore everything. But that's the problem with problems. Like, whether you ignore it, whether you run away from it, the problem is still going to be a problem. So if you don't find out how to solve that problem, you're going to be stuck with it. So this is the short episode that I'm doing just to make sure I'm getting episodes out, just so you guys kind of know what's happening with me. I got a string of episodes that I'm going to do. I'm heading to the dentist right now, and after that I'm going to shoot some more episodes. Great news, guys. The intro is done. The background music is done. I'm going to try to implement it in another episode, hopefully the next episode after this, so that you guys could just hear it and see how you like it, right? Whether you like it, whether you're not, we'll see where it goes. If I like how the episodes sound with all of that, I'm gonna keep it. If not, it doesn't really matter. I help someone out, someone that is a friend of mine too. I gave them a little bit of work, and hopefully you guys enjoy the work that they did. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you soon.